I just woke up. Now it's a little after 3 o'clock in the morning. It was like half an hour ago, but I had a crazy, bizarre dream. Wanted to record it, tell you about it. It was so crazy, like I had been to the ski resort before, and I had seen this rock star, and he's a famous rock star. I ended up at his house partying, and then it was like I had memories of him like before hanging out, and then he mentioned like, oh, I put a candy in your name. It ended up being like licorice, but it was little square pieces of the periodic table, and it was some name. I can't remember the name, but he's like, yeah, I knew you didn't have any money, so I ended up putting it in your name. That was towards the end of it, but I remember talking to him saying, yeah, I remember seeing you at the resort. You walked by, and then to one of my old friends, I was like, do you know who that is? That's so and so. And he kind of fanboyed out and was just like, I didn't, because I don't want to make a big old scene with something like that. So I just was like, I noticed who it was and pointed him out, and then there was this crazy like chute thing that was like wood or something. Like there was wind blowing through it, and me and a friend was talking to someone else. There was a couple of old acquaintances that was in it, that old friends that I was talking about. Yeah, it was one of my best. We were snowboarding. We were at this resort, and it was kind of like when you go down a huge water slide, but then there was these like walls that had air blowing through, like the wind, and like I remember I was like, yeah, do you remember we were talking about it before. Think to that rock star, telling him like how epic it was. Like we bashed through there and just charged it, like we dropped down in through there, like you couldn't see it. It was like we were again up there waiting for it to open up, and we were talking about this experience like we had where we just charged through there and bashed through it, and then went down the hill, charging it, shredding it, and yeah, we ended up at this rock star's house, and we were partying it up, and I was spilling beer everywhere. I was just like, oh man, I'm so sorry. I felt really dumb, and I was just like, what's going on? And he had brought that licorice, that candy that he ended up putting in my. But then I was just like, I can't believe I'm here with you. It's so crazy. Then I ended up partying with you. I haven't partied in years, so I don't know the last time I drank a beer. I think I had one beer when I was out over the road. Went to a restaurant and had like a Heineken at Olive Garden. That was like 2015 or some shit. It could have been 2014, but yeah, it was the oddest thing that it's like, since you didn't have money, I guess I come up with some funky name for a candy or something. I invented some flavor or something, and he ended up getting it, and he had all these jars of different candy, and he was going through it like a portfolio, and all of a sudden the one he's like, oh, here it is, and it looked like the periodic table, like, the nitrogen, helium, and like the different, I guess it had a name on it. I was just like all stoked, like, oh, that's so cool. And the fact he was just like, I knew you had no money, so I did it in your name, and he paid for it. And I was just like, okay, yeah, there was my crazy dream. And I thought maybe I should record this and talk about it. And I had seen recently YouTube videos on, like, if you wake up in the middle of the night, it means around 2:30 in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. Like, it's, there's videos out there for everything. So I don't know. I thought of that, and I'm just like, I need to make a video. So there was my dream.